Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 3 p.m. here in Chicago, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. It's actually 3:02 p.m. I'm sorry about that, everybody. Hold on, let me adjust this microphone cover. It's 3:02 p.m. I'm running a little bit late. Had some technical difficulties, something going on with the headphones. I couldn't hear stuff, so I just wasn't sure things were working. Got it all sorted out. I'm here now. I'm out of focus as usual. So I think we're ready to start. It's a Friday, guys. We made it to Friday. Ooh, I got a fresh cup of coffee because I'm tired. It was a long week. A lot of big videos, not big videos, but a lot of long videos this week. So, I've been doing a lot of work, but we're here. It's Friday. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Everyone listening on the podcast version, on the audio only, hopefully you guys are having a good run or enjoying hearing this in the background while you're getting some other stuff done. And everyone watches on YouTube after the fact. Welcome. Cheers to you. You guys made it to whatever day it is when you're listening to this. Hopefully it's a weekend day. All right. We got Inez Dunbar here live. What's going on, Inez? Says, hi, Kofuzi and everyone. Happy Friday. Got my VO2 max up to 62 on tonight's run. Garmin seems very happy with you tonight. Nice. That's nice. You know, I just feel like sometimes, and I think part of it for me, on my Polar Watch, it's telling me that I'm just barely in the productive range. And I have to double check to make sure, because I don't know if whenever I test watches, then I might have multiple entries. So I think it looks like 2 weeks ago, I did like 100 something miles or something. And so now it's like, oh, you're only doing like 60 this week. So I think it barely thinks I'm productive. So sometimes it's off. And, you know, as much as I love that feature, I also have to ignore it a lot too. But a VO2 max of 62, pretty solid. That's a good way to start the weekend. Lucas H says, what's going on, my running friends? Philip Barnes here says, yo, what's going on? 11K at 5:53 per K. Tried to hit the brakes as hard as possible, so I ended up in 73% in zone 2. That's not bad. It's a good day. Sue Ann says, happy Friday, all. And JC says, hello and happy Friday to everyone. Awesome. Chris Dyke had a 10K. He's coming in with a 10K time trial tomorrow, so good luck on that, Chris. You'll have to let us know how it goes. Terrence, who he says, yo, what's going on, amigos? Martha's here as well. Awesome. Good to see you. Ozenfont Backstro says, hi, I hope you're doing fine. Cool. Very cool. Jason Dahl said, hi, everyone. An ice cream truck just drove by. My inner child is screaming right now. You know what? The ice cream truck has been parking right outside the playgrounds that we go to. It just sits there, and it drives my kids crazy because they're like, why doesn't that thing move? It just stays there. It's like taunting them. I don't ever let them get anything from the ice cream truck. So they see it and they hear it, and they're like, why does it even bother? And I'm like, I don't know. It just does. But it's been camping out. I feel like the ice cream truck has been like probably struggling during the pandemic, but maybe not, because you know it's an outside business, I guess. So, you know. All right. Scott says I'm good. Ben Y says hey. Awesome. Steve 76 says didn't know Prince Philip was born in Greece and of Danish royalty. I didn't know that either. I heard that he passed today or was it yesterday? So you know, condolences to those in the UK. I don't know much about him, but I know that is a big deal. So, yeah, I think that's big news today. All right, Ryan Polly says, yo, what's going on? Got vaccinated yesterday. Awesome. Then went for a run in Colorado Springs. Most people take a day off the day after a vaccine. Ryan went for a run in Colorado Springs. He says, was not prepared for 1974 feet of elevation in the first 2 miles. That's a lot. That's so much. And he said it was fun on the way down. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's enough that I don't know that that's fun on the way down. Is it? And that might be too much. I feel like if you got to do a lot of braking, then it's like not fun. I like it when the downhill elevation change is like, it's enough that it just feels like a little bit out of control, you know? But I feel 1974 feet in 2 miles on the way down, that's going to be a lot. That's going to be way too much for me anyway. Awesome. Shoedowns here says, happy weekend, Kofuzis. Nice. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Ryan Bradley says, just finished 10K in an hour. Awesome. Earned the beverage. Nice work. It's a good way to start the weekend too. All right. MC1796 says, hey, Kofuzi, I remember that my only real complaint with the Nova Blast was the instability in the heel, even when the runner's not. Does the Magic Speed fix that problem? I don't know. I don't have that one yet. So I need to check my email more. Or maybe I should reach out. I was thinking about just buying it to see if I can get it faster. Because sometimes when you have to ask for the shoe, sometimes it takes a while. because then you're dealing with a rep, and then that person has to like order it and then put that through, and sometimes it's just faster to buy it. But I don't know. I think it's not like shipping yet in the US, so I actually don't know the answer to that question. Yeah, that I felt like the Nova Blast was like a little bit big. And so like I had a size 9. I felt like I'm in the right size. I just feel like they made the shoe a little bit big. Maybe going down half a size would have been fine, but I felt like for what the shoe was, a shoe that was like really squishy, I'd rather have the shoe be a little bit big on me than a little bit small. So I was overall happy with it. But I can't wait to see what the Magic Speed is like. I really wanted to get the Magic Speed for my nephew because I was going to get I bought my nephew a pair of shoes because I just learned that he's doing track this year. I think he did track last year. I'm pretty oblivious sometimes to stuff. And part of me thinks I already knew that he ran track. But then I'm like, why didn't I send him a pair of shoes or something last year? I don't know. But I ended up sending him the Hyperion Tempo, which I think he's going to like. He's been running in Brooks already anyway. Did you guys see that? I feel like the Matrix just happened. There was a change. Like, I didn't do anything. This camera's sitting still, but I just feel like it jiggled a little bit. That was weird. I've been thinking a lot about the Matrix. I've been thinking a lot about Keanu Reeves ever since we played Who Said That? Keanu or Rich Roll. And because I was looking for like a whole bunch of like Keanu Reeves like quotes and interviews, YouTube is still feeding me a whole bunch of Keanu interviews, and it's just like a rabbit hole that I'm very happy to go down. So it's been fun. But yeah, I really feel like it just glitched right there. Anyway. All right, let's see what we got here. David probably says vaccine days off are not for runners. I think that they are. I think that after I get shot 1, I'm gonna really. I mean, I don't know. I prefer shot. I guess I'll see how I feel afterwards. Like if I'm feeling how I wake up in the morning. But if I go for a run, I'll probably go for an easy run. But I think I'll probably just not go for a run at all. I'm thinking I'm going to take a rest day, and then I'll take at least 1. I don't know if I'll need 2, but I'll take at least 1 after the second shot too. And Ryan Pauly says after that very steep run, the quads are very sore. I bet. And Martha says, Mike, when I go down a steep hill, it's a zigzag. Good tip. Yeah. I don't have a lot of experience going down a lot of steep declines. I know that I love doing it. I know that I could get much better at it. I find it exhilarating. And like some people talk about like, if you have a long sustained downhill, it just tears up your quads. And I'm like, I felt like I was good. I've never really had like a huge problem with it. So I don't know. I think that might be like an untapped potential there. I feel like there might be something to that, but I do enjoy it. I hope to do some more of it. I hope to do some traveling and experience some trails and some downhills. I'm looking forward to it. All right, Dami just got some Adios Pros. Any tips for the shoelaces besides the runner's knot? The bouncy tipping sensation in the shoe is absolutely insane. What even is Ultra Boost? Yeah. Any tips for the shoelaces? I don't know. Those shoelaces, they remind me of like shoestring French fries, like the super thin ones. I really dislike that style of French fry, and I really dislike the laces on the Adios Pro. Like ultimately for me, they're fine. But they're, I mean, you can go crazy with that shoe because it's like Swiss cheese on the side, and you can change up the lacing however you need to. So you can play around with that, but like, I don't know, like how does one even know that they need that different kind of lacing? How does that, I mean, I guess if you're running in it and you're like, this doesn't fit right, and we're just creating tension on my foot, maybe if I lace it a different way, it'd feel better. I don't know. I've never like been in a shoe where I'm just like, if only there were more holes for me to lace the shoe differently in. So I don't know, but and I've never seen anyone be like, the best thing about the Adios Pro is that you can customize the lacing. I know like no one has ever said that, so it's like I don't know, but I suppose there's other stuff that you can try, but I don't know. But it's a fun shoe. I really enjoy it a lot. Adam JK says, happy weekend all. Happy weekend to you, Adam. Scanlandis says, hi from Cape Town, South Africa. What's going on, Scanlandis? Hey, Jeffrey, what's going on? He says, hi, Michael. How are you? Running in the Nike Air Zoom Tempo Next Percent. Love them. Cool. Awesome. I saw you were doing some watchless running on Strava the other day. Nice. Hope you guys are doing well up there in Canada. and staying safe. All right. Bernard Alcalal says, what's up, everyone? I'm super excited. Got into the Chicago Marathon. Awesome. Never been to Chicago. Any advice about the race and city? I'd say if you've never been to Chicago, I feel like you got to eat the deep dish pizza. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I mean, you kind of got to do. It's like one of those things you should try. It's a great touristy thing to do. It's a lot of fun. Tip: it takes like an hour to bake that pizza. So like, eat a snack before you go to eat the pizza. That's a tip. And for the race in the city, it is pretty flat. It is a pretty flat race. Usually, if it's a hot day, I'll say like miles like 17 through like 21 or so get really hot. That's a part of the city that's not as like built up, so you're not getting any shadows from the buildings. Everything's lower and there's not as many people, so it's like a couple of like not as awesome things happening at the same time. And if it's sunny out, it's going to really beat down on you. So make sure to top up on fluids like before like the halfway point to make sure you're kind of topped up going through there. That's the only thing I guess I could say. I'll probably think of more things as we get closer, but awesome, Bernard. Hopefully I can meet up. Hopefully I can see you. All right. MC7096 says, finally had good weather during a workout in New Jersey. Awesome. Except I know in a couple months it's going to be so hot, running will be even harder. Yeah, it gets so humid in New Jersey. I forget about that sometimes. I mean, it gets humid in Chicago too. It gets very humid in Chicago, but New Jersey is also very humid depending on exactly where you are as well. It's a different kind of air. All right. Shoedown says, congrats to all who have vaccinated. Great to see stories of runners getting theirs. Huge stories here regarding Arizona vaccinations being dropped for 50 plus or 60 plus in various European Union and Asian countries. Interesting. Ben Weiss says, I feel like the Commonwealth in the U.S. Like the royal family more than we do. Maybe. I mean, I think like in the United States, there's a very strange intrigue with it because it's like, whoa, they still got like a prince and stuff. It just seems very like antiquated in a way. I mean, it is antiquated, right? But maybe. Okay. But I also feel like it's a it's an ingrained part of your culture over there too. So, but it seems like the gist that I get, the sense that I get from like social media responses to stuff is that, there's a variety of opinions on it too, right? That's what I would think, Ben. MC1796 says, ASICS did come out with the magic speed in the Kofuzi color? Really? Now I'm torn. Is it black and gray or is it all black? No way. If it's black with a gray FF Blast midsole, that could be real nice. I'm tempted to get it in the red so that it matches because I'm hoping to get the Metaspeed Sky, the Magic Speed, and the Metaspeed Edge. So I want to have like the set, kind of like an Endorphin series. But if it comes in black, I might just have to get the black. We'll see. WWM says, is that a picture of California being its own state? I'm trying to figure out what this picture is here. Is that what that is? I think so. And it's giving the finger to the rest of the U.S., I think. All right. WWM says, just did first couple of runs in the Puma Liberate Nitro. Love it. No Achilles scraping to speak of. Which one is the Liberate? We've got the Deviate Nitro. Then is the Liberate? I ordered a Puma. I ordered another one. I ordered the Speed Day shoe. I don't know where it is. I thought it should be here by now, but I haven't. I checked my package for packages yesterday. It wasn't down there. So I got one of them coming. I forget what color I ordered. So it'll be a surprise. I ordered a bunch of shoes at once. So I got a lot of shoes coming in. But that sounds nice. That sounds nice, WWM. I'm looking forward to that. Cool. Very, very cool. Jujak Murphy says, I get blisters when I use cotton socks. If my normal shoes are 45 and a half and my runners are 46, what is the problem? Why do I get blisters? It's the moisture in the cotton that's causing the blisters. A lot of times moisture and friction. So I would suggest if you trying to get some running specific socks. The running specific socks, a lot of times just having dual layer of material eases some of the friction that's in there. And so that can help prevent some of the blistering. Another thing about it is like the kind of like the technical materials that might be in a runner sock help with moisture wicking. So that's like another thing that you can think about as well. And then if that's still a problem, then the other thing then you can additionally think about is like, as it's getting warmer and we're heading into the summer, some shoes are more breathable than others or hotter than others. So that's another thing that you might want to like reconsider. What was it? I think Adidas already came out with the summer ready version of the new SL20. I think absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it looks great. If I remember, I think it was a SL20 version 2 summer ready. I could be wrong, but it looked nice. Can you help with that? She needs help opening a snack. Yeah. Shoedown says, I'm with you on the Nova Blast. I shoot down. Magic Speed is a great feeling shoe. Not as squishy as FF Blast. I wonder if that's that plate that's making it feel not as squishy, or if they've done something different, or if it's just a different stack height, or if they did something with the FF Blast. Oh, Jay Pelican confirms. I did glitch out for a second. See, all right, I gotta catch up. Sorry if I missed your question, but I'm like way behind on the chat. All right, J Ragoonix. I'm gonna say, or is it J Rag? Is the X silent? J Ragoon says, just watched a review of the Reebok Forever Float Ride Energy 3. How do they compare to the Peg 37? The Peg 37 is the fit on the upper is very different. It's going to be a lot more snug in the Peg 37. I feel like the Peg 37 is also just feels like it's geared a little bit more aggressively. So like even though the heel drops are relatively similar, I feel like the Peg has you kind of like leaning forward a little bit more on your toes. And so what that ends up doing for me is it makes me kind of like chop my stride a little bit. My turnover gets a little bit faster. And so it makes the shoe feel a little bit speedier to me. And then the Peg 37 also has a giant airbag in the forefoot. So you're going to lose a little bit of road feel, but you get a little bit of like a kind of like a bounciness to it. So the underfoot feel is a little bit different. But for me, I feel like the angle feels very different as well as the fit. So they're going to use them pretty similarly. The use cases would be pretty much identical for both of those shoes. But those are some things that might kind of distinguish the two shoes. All right. Ilya Kim is back. He says, everybody, it's been a while since I joined the live stream chat. Well, good to see you again, Ilya. And Lucas says, the Axon looks great. I have the Endorphin shift and wish I had waited and gotten the Axon. Yeah, a lot of people are excited about that shoe. I looked at it and I was like, okay, cool. But I guess it's because I didn't love the shift. But so many people did love the shift. And I'm worried that the Axon is going to be super stiff like the shift was. But I don't know. I'm not sure I'm going to get to that, but you guys keep talking about it. Makes me rethink. All right. Yeah, Steve Ironberg says, haven't watched, but Believe in the Run has reviewed the Peg 38. I just watched that a little bit. I normally don't watch reviews of shoes before I get them, but like I'm not gonna I don't think the Peg 38 releases till June, right? So it's months away. I'm gonna forget everything that they said by the time I get to it. I'm pretty excited that they said that there's a new last for it. So hopefully that's what they do. Like every other year, one year, like the fit is like way too snug. And then the next year it becomes roomier. This is like the roomier. It's more padded this year. So this is the year of puffy shoes from Nike, I feel like. So I'm not super excited about that, but I am excited about the fact that there's going to be a little bit more room up in the toe box. So hopefully that kind of like fixes a lot of the things that I was annoyed about. That video is funny though, because they spend like a solid minute just talking about sandwiches they like, just in the middle of the review. Like I don't know how they got on it, but then they just start talking about sandwiches. And then Thomas gives a ranking of like his 3 favorite sandwiches. So I really you guys should check out that Believe in the Run Peg 38 video. It's really, really funny. But I can guarantee that I'm not going to get that shoe early. So I'm probably going to do the same thing I did last year. I'm going to wait on it till it releases and then probably do a Nike by you on that one. Just because I have a feeling I'm not going to really like, from what I've seen so far, I don't think I'm going to like any like the launch colorways. So I'm just going to wait on it a little bit. And yeah, so I'll get to it eventually. What's going on with this hat? Super floppy today. All right. Secure Elite Jody says that New Balance 1080 version 10 continues to disappoint. 300K in the soles are showing a lot of wear. Not sure I'll get to the 500Ks you're looking for. Really? I mean, I think that like that's the shoe. I mean, the New Balance 1080 version 10, I feel like is the new Clifton 1. I feel like there were for years people complained about the Clifton and how they were good, but it wasn't a Clifton 1. Now I feel like people are saying that about the 1080 version 10. People are like the 1080 version 11 is good, but it's not 1080 version 10. People are like talking about that shoe with such nostalgia already. I mean, the shoe is still around. You can still get it, you know, but people are just like, the nostalgia levels on that one are super high. And so it's interesting to see someone that just really doesn't like it. Because I missed the shoe. I really did enjoy it. But a lot of wear at 300K. That's disappointing. Sorry about that. Shoedown says, tight shoes, tighter thin socks fix. Sandwiches sounds so OKD English. All right. I'm missing the joke on that one. Sorry. All right. So someone had a question about, oh, here we go. Simone Levati. I don't know how to answer this question for you. Forerunner 945 or the Polar V2 for a triathlon? I can't answer that because I've never done a triathlon. I know like kind of what you guys need. But I've never also tried the Forerunner 945. So I can't really give you a solid answer for that. I do know that, I mean, I think that the Polar, the Verity Sense and the OH1, it's a armband heart rate monitor that can also clip onto the goggles. Are you okay? Yeah, okay. We have a little trampoline over here, and she like just jumped off the trampoline. I was making all sorts of weird noises, so I was like, she's giggling at me. So I know it has like a little goggle clip, but you can use that. I'm assuming with any other watch, Polar or the Forerunner 945. I've been looking at the 945. I was looking at the 935, and right now the 935 is super cheap. And DC Rainmaker just posted a link for it. Because he made a blog post about a whole bunch of Garmin products that are super on sale right now. And the 935, you want another one? All right. The 935 is like super cheap. It was like $260. So I was like thinking about getting that. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Which brand? Someone in the last year came out with, I'm trying to remember who did it. Was it Polar? Was it, I want to say it was probably Coros. But someone came out with like a triathlon, or was it Wahoo? Maybe it was Wahoo. That weird Wahoo watch. But there's a feature that like it goes into triathlon modes. So not only does it track your swim, bike, and run, but it also tracks your transitions. You just lap count it, and then it counts the transitions for you. So it can really help. I'd probably look at something like that if you're looking at triathlon. But otherwise, I'm afraid I don't know. Hopefully, I'll get some semblance of experience with that soon. But I actually don't know if it's going to be 2021. Maybe 2022. Hopefully 2021. But I'm not seeing it. I'm not sure. All right. Matt is an expert on it, and he says, I have both watches. Happy to answer any questions. He would be definitely someone to talk to. 945 has about 2 times the battery life of the V2 and a good bit more features. There you go. I would go with that. And Matt says that, oh, it's the Wahoo. Right? Yeah, it was the Wahoo watch that had that. There we go. See, good to see you, Matt. I'm very glad. I'm always glad you're here, but especially glad you're here today. All right, Leona says, Mike CIM. Oh, the registration's open for that like a couple days ago. Aren't there even still any registrations left? I'm going to check on that today. I'm going to check on that, and if I can, I'm going to sign up for it. I'm just going to sign up for it if I can today. We'll see. Yeah. Ryan Bradley says, hey, Kofuzi, where's a good spot to look for accommodation on the Chicago Marathon in October near the finishing line? I think that like there should be like lists that like the Chicago Marathon sends out. But like the largest hotels, like the Palmer House Hilton, that's pretty close to the finish line. Any of the hotels that are like in the Chicago Loop area, those are going to be ones that are like walkable. Depending on how beat up you are after the marathon, but they'll be walkable from after. And really, like I'd be more concerned about like being able to get to the starting line than necessarily getting to the finish line, because like the best options are either like to take public transportation or get driven relatively close, and the minute you hit like congestion, just walk the rest of the way. You might end up walking like over a mile or half a mile, but like if you just try to like sit in traffic, it's just gonna it gets really gummed up real bad, and it's not really worth waiting and all the stress. So like that gets to be a little bit of a problem. So that's something I would keep in mind. Spenny Runs, where'd it go? Spenny Run says, looking for a long run shoe. Any recommendations? Was thinking the Endorphin Speed. Yeah, I think the Endorphin Speed is great. It's one of my favorite shoes of last year, and it can do pretty much anything, and long runs are one of its specialties, though. So I definitely like that one quite a bit. Ooh, Leona says, as of the 2nd, you can still register for InPerson CIM. All right, I'm going to do that after we get off here today. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, and Martha says, her coach says CIM will have a reduced field compared to usual, so don't wait too long. Probably no relay this year due to this. And hedging their bets about COVID. Yeah. See, I was thinking that it would just be full already from people that like deferred and all that other stuff. So like the fact that I like forgot that it was like this week and that there's still spots available, I feel like it's a pretty good signal from the universe that, hey, take advantage of that. Because what I would love to run right this year, because I've already, I feel like I have good momentum right now. Ultimately, it's probably the best that I don't have like an in-person marathon like scheduled for like the next like month or so or 2 months out. But like I would love to be able to run Grandma's this year, but that sold out super fast. So I don't know. Maybe they could release more bibs for in-person, but that's one that I'd really like to run this year. But I just don't see it happening. And Mark Trancoco says, for long run shoes, the Nova Blast is a good long run shoe. Definitely. I would say for sure that is a good long run shoe. That shoe can do a lot of things. It's kind of weird. It's how it can do that. It's analogous to ZoomX in that respect, but it feels very different from ZoomX. But just like ZoomX surprisingly can do a lot of things, the FF Blast can also do a lot of things. All right. Runner Dre's heading out because he's got another Zoom meeting. Have a good weekend. Hopefully it's not too bad of one. That next one. All right. Shannon says, I'm waiting until I get declined from registering for Boston to register for a fall marathon, but I don't want them to sell out in the meantime. Yeah, that's going to be the tricky thing, right? Yeah, when is it? I mean, Boston's going to be a pretty tough one. Because who knows what's going to really happen with that one? Because I don't know. I mean, you guys remember Boston was one of the cities that got hit real hard first, and one of like the big things that was like one of the initial big spreader events that they had was a science convention of all things. So like all these biologists got together to check out like and talk about new microscopes and petri dishes and other things more serious than that. But it was a giant like genetics convention or something like that. In a big convention hall there. And that was a significant early spreading event. So it'll be interesting to see how Boston kind of responds to that. I know in Chicago, a lot of the aldermen and other kind of like local tourism people are putting pressure on the city to kind of like, open things back up because we're losing. I mean, conventions are a big part of the tourism economy in Chicago, and we're losing a lot. We're losing a lot of them down to places we were already losing conventions to, like New Orleans and Houston and Las Vegas. So like there's been some pressure, but right now we're, our positivity rate has doubled in the last month. So And I don't think we're getting any gonna have conventions anytime in the near future. She wants to show you guys her fig bars. They're tasty. Hey, Richard Murray's here. What's going on, Richard? Let's see. He wants to say, is the favorite shoe my favorite shoe the Alpha Fly? You wear it in most of the videos. Wonder what your favorite Hoka shoe is for high mileage. I don't know if the Alpha Fly is my favorite shoe. I'm trying to get it to 100 miles so I could put like a longer term review on it. That's the main reason. It is a fun shoe to run in, but my primary motivator is to put 100 miles on it. And I think I'm at like 80 now. So like a couple more runs and I'll be kind of done with the shoe for testing purposes. So that's the main reason for it. But it probably is like one of the top 3, I think, marathon super shoes that are out there right now. My favorite Hoka shoe for high mileage, for high mileage, like not necessarily racing, probably the Rincon. I like that one a lot, just because I feel like it's got a thick stack of that lightweight EVA foam in there, and it just really works for me. The Rincon 2 has a more relaxed upper on it, so I'm really enjoying that one. And I can use it for easy days. I know some people don't, but I can use it for easy days all the way up to like a long run. So I really enjoy probably that one the best. And then, I go back and forth of whether I like the X2 or the Rocket X more. I think I like, I still do kind of think of the X2 as more of like a long run workout shoe and the Rocket X as more of the racer. So I do like both of those for long runs as well. But if I were to pick like one Hoka that I think is the best, Mach 4 is really good, probably my second choice, but my first choice probably is the Rincon. All right. New Betra says, I showed up a bit late today, so maybe it's covered, but do you think the Rebel 2 will live up to the hype? We haven't talked about it yet today. So I got 2 things I got to do after this. I got 1, sign up for CIM, and 2, see if I could buy the Rebel 2 yet. I think it's still in pre-order, right? For a lot of people in the US. I think it's going to live up to the hype. I don't, because like Thomas loving it is one thing. I usually trust Thomas. Thomas and I tend to have very similar tastes in shoes. But I also feel like Ben Johnson and I also really like the same shoes, and he loves that shoe too. He's got like 400 miles or 500 miles of running in Rebel 2s. So like he was able to just rack up miles on that super fast. And it's just like, I feel like that's like the only shoe that's not an Alpha Fly that I've ever seen him like. I'm not that I've really seen him running it, but that I see him on Instagram posting about. So like, I think it's going to be a good one. Whether it's like a Turbo 2 killer, I don't know about that, but I have a feeling it's going to just be a really good running shoe. The Rebel 1 was, I think, a pretty underrated shoe last year. Or was it the year before? When did it come out? Whenever that one came out, I think it was underrated. It was weird looking. The upper was knit. I should have been all over that one. I did really enjoy it, but like, I think I just didn't give it enough attention. But I feel like that was good. So I think I'm looking forward to the Rebel 2 very much. And Michael says, you're going to run CIM? Hope I see you there. I hope I am. I'm going to try to get a spot. My wife and I have had discussions. I'm like, I'm going to be, not that I'm trying to get away from you guys, but like, I'm going to try to go to a lot of races once it's available. She's like, okay, all right. So we'll see. Yeah, Stevenburg says Ed would review the Rebel 2 and liked it. Yeah, I'm dying to watch it, but that's when I'm like, I feel like I'm going to try and get it pretty soon, so I'm going to hold off on watching that one till I can get it myself. So yeah. And Scotty B, what's going on? Scotty says the Rebel 2 is still on pre-order in the US. He heard from a friend who just placed an order. All right, so I'll take a look. Maybe I don't normally like to pre-order shoes, but sometimes when I forget things, and I've been kind of forgetting things lately, the pre-order is a good way to go because then it just as soon as it's available, it ships. So. And Mark Trancoco says, I do enjoy me some Rincon. Got them based on Co's reviews. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Very cool. And Ariel Sagalovsky says, are all carbon-plated shoes created equal? Is it worth paying the extra 100 plus for Alpha Flies versus, say, Carbon X2? I will say they are not created equal. there are a couple of different ways that they can be tweaked, and like the composition. Sometimes there's like other materials that can get like put in the carbon as well. So it's not like a full carbon fiber plate, but maybe a carbon plus something else in the plate that are in there that can make them respond a little bit differently. And I feel like just some are more rigid than others. And the geometry, of course, is going to also play into the rigidity / springiness of that carbon. And so whether it's worth it, like, does the Alpha 5 feel like it's like $100 more in value? I mean, if you're looking at it from the perspective of like, which one do I feel like I could have a great race in? I'd say yes. But in terms of like, you know, is it worth $100 more when for $100 I can also like, I don't know, like put that towards buying a new camera that I'm going to run action camera footage with or something like that? You know, maybe not. But as far as race shoes goes, I think there is a reason why. I mean, I think there's a justifiable reason why there's differences in prices. And it's not all down to the carbon, but I know you're not asking just about carbon, but you're saying it in terms of carbon plated shoes. Yeah, because there's more to it than just the carbon as well. Shoedown says the Rebel 2 in red and black is a great look. I've seen that one. I think I want to go, and Shoedown does say it's in stock in Australia. Nice. I think I'm gonna go with that mango colorway. It's like a peachy color, or whatever color it is that Thomas says. I like that color. Because the black one just doesn't look right. There's something about it that's a little bit underwhelming, a little bit boring. But maybe I have a feeling though, like in person, I'll be like, oh, that does look nice. I'm not sure. All right, let's get a couple more, and then I'll probably head out because I don't want to forget about the two things that I said I was going to do. All right. Let's see. Jay says he used the Rebel version 1, and it was great for track workouts and 5 and 10Ks. Yeah, I feel like it was good at going fast, but I felt like I used it because it had that fuel cell foam and a bunch of it in the heel, and it was really soft and squishy. I used it for my medium and long, and not long, super long runs, but I used it for medium runs as well. I ran with it quite a bit when we were down in Guttenberg, and so like some hilly areas as well, and it just really worked for me. I don't know why I didn't put more. I think I got distracted with all the other shoes. I should have ran more in it. I kind of regret that because I don't have it anymore. I don't know what did I do. I think I gave it to somebody. All right. Brenda Logan says, "What's your opinion on the Saucony Endorphin Speed versus the Atreyu Artist?" And that's an interesting pairing right there. I like the Endorphin Speed more. The Atreyu Artist, I feel like I think the shoe that I would kind of put it closest to is the Fuel Cell TC. Someone mentioned the Fuel Cell TC earlier, where the cushion is very squishy, like, but not. It's like kind of the compression seems similar to me, but the way that the shoe is kind of like tilted forward, and not just heel drop, but the way that it kind of rolls forward is a little bit different. It's a little bit more relaxed in the Artist than it is in the Fuel Cell TC. So I find myself really enjoying the Artist and it's got a carbon plate in it, but I feel like you can use it for racing, but I like it for like long runs with some marathon pace or slower in it. So like anything like in that moderate range, I think that's where it's really nice. But I also feel like it's a really great kind of recovery day shoe as well. So like, this is the year where we're starting to see carbon fiber plates in shoes that are not meant for going fast. And I feel like the Artist kind of has that vibe where I'm like, I can use this for a moderate effort. I can use this for an easy day. Seems a bit excessive, but then after all, it's $100 shoe. So it's like, it's not like I'm, throwing a race shoe, and like it's limited lifespan out the window. So I kind of like it that. Then again, you could do kind of the same thing with the Endorphin Speed. So the Endorphin Speed, it has a little bit more of a firmness to it. It's still a very soft shoe and it does absorb a lot of shock. But I feel like the Endorphin Speed is a little bit more firm and kind of more of like a, kind of like what you would more of what I would expect from a shoe that is intended for training and potentially racing in the marathon. The Artist is like just seems a little bit more relaxed to me. Yeah, I'm not sure that's the best way to put it, but that's the best way that I can put it, I think, right now. I hope that makes sense. All right. Oh, let's end with this one. This is a great way to end it and a great way to start the weekend. Yana says, oh, also I wanted to brag a bit and say that I finished the core part of the bachelor thesis today. All right, let's get a cowbell in for that. Awesome. Great work. You've got some more to do, but nice to get that core part out of the way and done. Excellent work there. All right, I'm going to leave it there for today, guys. Tomorrow there's not going to be a video, but we will do another live stream, 3 p.m. Central Time, same time as today. Hopefully I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.